Okay, I gotta upload this video because it's kind of driving me nuts. I've gotten so many different opinions as to how to install this nice grill here that we just bought from Topline Auto Parts. And if you look here, you got all these bolts that are fastened in to the fan area, but I've heard issues where people were cutting here and inserting the grill, taking this whole operation out. But then as I looked a little closer at this, what I saw was when I placed the new mesh grill up against here, I noticed that it's really tight. I mean, this could actually get right there almost. There's just a few things perhaps holding it back. So in other words, what I'm saying here is that you keep that on. If you look here at this, it's got these little grooves right here. See that? And then when I look inside the actual, behind the original grill, there's those little grooves right there as well. So potentially, I don't think you're supposed to take this thing out. You don't have to be cutting down here like these other people are doing. That's crazy. Cutting into your bumper? Alright, so I'm going to work on this a little bit and find out if I have to do that. Okay, so the only thing I've actually done is I've actually taken out these bolts that are located here, here, right? Here, here, and here. And I used I believe this is a 10 millimeter. So what that did is that loosened everything up right in this vicinity here, see? So now I'm able to open this up. And what's down inside here is those little kind of plastic inserts that are from this grill right here. So if I think I take this bottom grill out, that should solve my problem of being able to insert this black grill right here, because when I look at this black grill, that also has those same inserts on the bottom. Okay, so the idea here is to go ahead and pop those little flanges out. And what I'm seeing down in there, so if we get real close, at the bottom, this is the bottom row, I'm seeing that they are on a little, they're locked in by kind of like a little, I got some out, and what I used there was like a cat's paw for construction, but I'm going to use what we call a painter's trowel. So I'm going to use something like this to get this guy out right here. See that? So if I use that, whoop, don't want to break it. So that one's locked in, but I'm going to try working on this for a little bit. Okay, so here's what I found out. This guy comes out easier. And then once you take out this guy, there's two parts you want to take out. I'm going to attempt to take out this chrome piece right here. Okay, so what I tried to do is I tried to put the grill back on there. So I took this grill, and so far I've taken the bottom part of the old grill off, but then I put this guy back on right here, and it just doesn't still want to seem to fit yet. Plus the little locking mechanisms aren't in there yet, so eventually I'm going to have to take off that little chrome piece. But first I got to see what it's hitting on is this the sign, or the Chevy emblem. So it looks like I may have to take off the Chevy emblem. And what I found out by taking that Chevy emblem off is that you want to use something like that. So I'm going to take that Chevy emblem off and see where I'm at after that. Okay, so before I go any further, I just want to kind of update you as to what I'm coming across. And basically I was trying to get this detached, which I did. So behind the emblem you have these little 10 millimeters, and they're little, just little tiny hex head or bolt looking things. They're almost just aluminum. I used this at first, that didn't work, but when I used this little guy, that worked really well. And that was basically to detach this this emblem thing. But then I wanted to take out this, and so what I noticed is that you got all these little flanges in here, and they're interlocking into this other device, which is this flange here, which is a black device. Okay, so let me just kind of give you an update now. So anyways, I did get this off here. What happened was, obviously you saw that thing fall down, okay, but this is out, okay, so I'm getting closer to my, so I got all these things out. I got my bottom grill, top grill, plus that chrome piece, but as a result of that, this kind of came out, and this is kind of where you have to fasten everything. So I'm really concerned about that. So, but it was held on by this little tiny clip that goes there and there. Where is that clip? And that clip fell, one of the clips fell down in here. Here it is. I'll get you this clip real quick. That guy, that held everything together on the sides of this guy. See? And basically held those two chrome pieces in this black device together with this. This was the culprit here, so it was really difficult to get to that. So now that I got this completely off here, this is probably unnecessary items here, I don't know. But they really have put this thing together pretty aggressively. Looks like I'm going to have to take off this bottom part here. Okay, so after trying to remove this bottom trim, it is pretty difficult, guys, just so you know. I mean, this guy is like difficult to get out, that chrome thing. So what I ended up doing was that I brought my grill back, the one I bought, and I realized that I'm real close here. I could just snug this guy up nice and tight, and then line this up with the holes. See that? I'm almost there. So my first pass was going to be, okay, maybe I should just keep this guy. See, I'm like right there. If I look at this, look at that. You're like tight. And if I can just snug that in, put these bolts back in, I mean, I'm there. I don't have to go cutting away at the bumper and this kind of thing. See, look how close I am right there. Look at that. At least on this side. Once I get my other hand. But I mean, I got the new lights, a while back ago, and I just thought, man, this grill, the old grill, looks pretty bad. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for that, and that way I don't have to cut the bumper. But I had to take out the majority of all that stuff. See that? Which is right there now. And I even had to take out that upper black device, which attached to that fender up there, or not fender, sorry. That is some sort of shroud or some sort of protector for the body, or refrigerants. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this. These little notches right here, okay, are going to fit right along that bottom chrome area there. So that's what those. There's nothing really there that's. Oh, but that broke right there. What the heck? And that one broke. What's that all about? That one didn't break, but look at it. Okay, so let me look into this a little bit more, and I may just end up going right on top of that. Call that a hook, but what it does is that it's right smack dab almost in the middle. If you look at that back, this is the back side of the grill, but it lines up with that chrome thing, and actually if that chrome device was out of the way, then that would fit perfectly. It would latch right in. So it looks like I do have to take out that chrome. Okay, so what I did was I took my grinder, and you see that area right there? There's like a little flanges right there, and I just grinded there, grinded there. There's one over here, it's a tough one to get. grinded there, and then the opposite side as well, same deal. You know, you got to be careful with these grinders. Now what I got to do is I got to grind these guys off. Okay, by grinding it off, I mean that was perfect actually. That worked out well, because what happened was after I grind off these little guys, if you look at them, I mean, my gosh, they have, you know, they lock this chrome trim piece in really good. So now, I mean, that just nicely came out actually. So I strongly recommend cutting off those little flanges. A grinder may not be the best tool to do it with. Probably, you know, some sort of, maybe even tin snips, but you got to get behind, because they're attached to that. You got to get behind the little notch that they have on them, because that's what keeps it in. All right, so that's done. Now I'm looking at this. Maybe I can keep this guy in, or not. I don't know. So maybe I have to take out that guy. So I'll probably end up taking that out. Comes out just like that. Put that over there, and then we're going to do a little cleanup. We got a bunch of. Okay, so I've taken out all this here, and now my next piece is I've put this screw back in on this side, which is basically a little flange that goes there. Okay, I put the screw back in on this side. So really, all I'm doing with these screws, and I'm really close here. I just hope that when I put this up, that doesn't inhibit my hood. So let's see if that's going to work for me. I'm going to put these screws back in. So what's behind all this, obviously, is still that. See? And then all I did was take out all this garbage, which was hard. But I still got I don't have to cut my bumper. A lot of people cutting their bumper. I don't know what that's all about. I wouldn't do that. Just disassemble all this stuff so far. And then you want to put this guy in like so, because it's lining up just about. I think if I put my screws in there, Bob's my uncle. That gives me the nice base support that I need at the bottom. See, when you cut away your bumper, that's going to lose the integrity here. You don't want to do that. Okay, real quick, I just want to let you guys know that I went ahead and put this screw in, and it looks like it has they come with an additional hole right here, but I don't have a receiver, so maybe on different year models they allow that, but this one doesn't line up. So I'm looking at that, doesn't line up well. These other two opportunities do, and like I said, they give you that option right there for an additional hole there. So I don't know. Okay, so what I did here is I went ahead and I drilled that guy out a little bit, so that way I can put this guy in there, because this wasn't lining up properly. And like I said, they have an extra hole here. I don't know what that's for in this. And then I'm going to go ahead and, now that I got that drilled out, I can go ahead and do my thing. Look. Oh, I got my cat over there. Jax, come here. Come here, Jax. Come here, little dum-dum. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten these guys up. My only concern about this is that, notice that this is sticking out. See that? So there may be a reason why they did what they did. But boy, I tell you, it's going to look nice. Okay, so here's what I found out about this issue that I was having over here. You know how it's kind of out. In fact, let me go over on the other side and you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. You see that little space there? Once I tuck it all in, there's still, it kind of wants to protrude out at the base there. So what I'm going to do is, I looked on the inside of this thing, and I'm going to open it up for you so you all can see. And what I'm looking at here is a little device there at the bottom of this grill, and when I put this back up into position here, so you're going to put it back in, you won't be able to see this, but down in there, there's a little area where that can actually lock in. So that improves the chance of it, sticking out at the bottom of the grill. Okay, so here's what I noticed about this, is that previously I was talking about at the bottom of these grills. On the other side there's little latches, you know, and down in here, see those little guys there? Well, they have little hook ends, and that guy right there, and what I noticed is they will hook onto your existing kind of bumper flange there. But in order to get those to engage at the same time, I was tightening this first bolt. I had to apply pressure to I had to apply pressure down onto this, and then, you know, tighten it up at the same time. So pressure, in fact, I was even bringing my knee up at the same time, kind of bringing that in, applying pressure downward, and then also tightening up that bolt. And then that engaged it. So that solved the problem of that. But I'm not 100%. It seems like it's going to pop out eventually. All right, I know the light's not great. It's all black, but I hope you guys get the idea. Okay, by applying that pressure down as I torqued down this bolt, what I realize now is that it brought down these little flanges. That's good, but it caused another problem with this area here, this bolt entry. So it looks like I'm going to have to cut this plastic right here. See that? So the rest of them seem to line up, but to eliminate this, you know, from sticking out, this is a lot better than what it was. I had to push down, and so as a result it caused that. So I think I'm just going to cut that. That's the best thing I can do, just cut that. Okay, so it looked pretty good. I mean, I'm okay with it. The only issue I have, you know, okay, you take out all this stuff, right? You leave your bumper uncut. The only issue I have is that it's not 100% on this, you know, on the sides of this. See that? There's a little opening there. So by keeping your bumper on, you know, not cutting into it, you cause this issue on the side here. I don't know if you can see that, but basically right there. See that? It's not good. And there's no way to really get that in. The only way to really probably cinch that in would either be tape, you know, or another device we could probably use would be like a screw. But I hate to use a screw in there, so I'm probably going to do, you know, tape. But I mean, the separation there looks good. I mean, that's all good. I need a paint job, but you know, I think the overall look is pretty good. You know? So for 85 bucks and for that grill, and of course 250 bucks for those headlights, I think the car looks pretty good. A lot better than what it did. So my personal opinion on the, you know, the grill, there's absolutely no instructions. So, and the only video that's on YouTube shows a guy cutting his bumper, you know, for the 2007 Chevy Suburban LTZ, and I just don't want to cut into my bumper. So yeah, there it is, man. Looks pretty boss, I think. Looks cool. So there you go, and I'm just looking at my truck. See my truck with my nice mags on me. Fantastic rims and Nito tires. I definitely recommend those. And I definitely recommend the Dodge 06 diesel. Yeah, baby. Where we go one, we go all.